similar situation with a ruptured eardrum, and Kashizu won that fight. Well, let's see if this impacts. This could really spell trouble for Barrios. He takes a few more hits to that area.
Freitas in the last round, and there is what Acelino Freitas wants to do. Good jab, straight right hands to the body and the head, in and out. That's the kind of fight he wants to fight against this awkward, brawling Barrios.
The ear in question is the right one for Barrios.
Barrios has never been able to sustain an attack on the inside. He's gotten in from time to time, but has never been able to just stand there and wail away against Freitas.
Freitas is using that ear as target practice. A little countering shot by Barrios. For Barrios in all kinds of difficulty, he's got a couple of cuts and a ruptured eardrum. We do suspect, the doctor did say that though.
Strategically, this is now Acelino Freitas' fight, right now anyway. And remember, this is the round, at least the main round, in which Barrios predicted that he would win. And now blood coming from the left eye again. That's because Freitas has gone to the jab so effectively in this round. Look at him just sticking that jab and occasionally mixing in a right hand.
Shotgun jab having a terrible effect on Barrios' left eye. Now comes through with a right cross. Freitas. Barrios hold.
This is the way they wanted Freitas to fight this fight.
Barrios getting nailed as this picks up the pace. Now Barrios comes forward.
This is where Barrios would like him on the ropes. They exchanged rights, and Barrios has got there first with power.
Blood and sweat comes sprinkling down to us. Freitas pulling Barrios' head down, so referee Jorge Alonso gets in Acelino's face. And now they come together, and you see the expression, the grimace by Freitas.
Well, you know, he's allowing, if he allows Barrios inside, he's going to do the roughhousing tactics. Wow, you know, give Barrios all the credit in the world for his heart.
He's game. As we head for the bell. But Freitas very upset at Barrios and his roughhouse tactics.
Stretch your legs. When he's against the rope, you need to throw the left hook. You understand, Jorge? You understand?
Second count under the same eye.
When you have it against the wall, throw the body and the uppercut. Where is the water? Give him some water. You need to put your head up, Barrios.
Jim Gray has a report. Jim?
All right, I just spoke to Dr. Stanley Simpson. He just examined in between rounds here Barrios, and he says that he has a ruptured eardrum, and he will continue with that by his choice. As far as the eye is concerned, he says the gash is not deep enough to stop the fight, and he thinks they can control the bleeding. Steve?
Jim, thank you very much as we enter into round 8, scheduled for 12 for 2 130-pound titles. Freitas in the silver, Barrios in the blue and red. Freitas undefeated. Barrios in his first world title fight.
And I think we're seeing the first evidence that Barrios is a little daunted in this fight. He's on the outside taking some pretty big shots at Freitas and not as reckless and as abandoned to come in.
Suddenly becoming a lot more cautious, feeling the power of Freitas. Freitas with a lot of movement, trying to confuse the challenger. Freitas just missing wildly. matters right here.
3 times, of course, Freitas has had to go the distance to win his fights against Casamayor. He boxed superbly when they thought he would have to be the puncher in that fight. And in this fight, he has turned to boxing as a way to handle the bull rushes and the wild style of Jorge Barrios.
That was a foul-marred fight with Casamayor that Freitas controlled the first half and Casamayor came on in the second half. But the points victory went to Popo.
Both men downplayed the nationalistic angle of this, the Argentine-Brazil angle. They said it is about boxing, this is about winning a championship.
Freitas teeing off, trying to end it with a right hand. It missed.
He is, part of the reason those right hands are not having a bigger effect is he is not planted when he's throwing them, Freitas.
Barrios firmly planted between the ropes. Freitas, ever the gentleman, laid off.
But that left eye getting to be a big mess for Barrios.
Showing how game he is. A left hand out of nowhere. Freitas walked right into it and went down. Flashback down for the 4th time in his career. And he's having a laugh with the referee Jorge Alonso over it. Unbelievable.
I think he was just off balance. Interesting round to score now.
Well, he went down in his last fight, which he won, and now he goes down again. And they touch gloves at the bell.
The Popo that I know was too much. I want you to watch the opportunity.
Here's where the knockdown was called. He was hit with a punch. He did go down, but he slipped on the logo on the canvas. So you do have to call that a knockdown. That was an appropriate call by the referee, but it came because primarily he slipped on the canvas. And that's why I ended up making that an even round. I had to because of the knockdown, but I had Freitas winning the round.
May I ask you how you have it to this point, heading into round 9?
I have it 79-75 for Acelino Freitas.
So a short left hand, followed by a little bit of a slip by Acelino Freitas, resulting in a knockdown for Barrios. But Freitas got up smiling, certainly not hurt by the shot.
We did not know a couple things about Jorge Barrios. We saw tapes against performers that weren't fantastic. He did beat Orlando Soto, beat Carlos Rios, but faded contenders. We didn't know how he would hold up when he got hit with big right hands by Acelino Freitas. He's held up even though he's been punished and cut.
From time to time out, shots by Barrios, particularly the left hand, push Freitas back.
He's landing some shots this round, Barrios. See, when he lunges like that, it is very hard. Freitas should be landing counter punches. And the other thing that's becoming a factor is that logo in the middle of the ring. Both fighters are starting to slip on it.
When it gets wet and moist, that happens, and that left eye really looking bad for Barrios. The blood now seems to be getting into the eye. He's rubbing it away with his left glove. It's really bothering him. Yet he keeps lunging forward. Clubbing right hand to the top of the head by Barrios. Midway through the ninth. Scheduled for 12. You talk about a game tough guy. That's Barrios.
He might be winning this round. He has landed maybe enough punches to win this round. We have 1:18 left, and it could alter. But Freitas has let him land some of those punches. Now there, you see the press scoring with one right actually having it for Barrios, which I find fascinating.
Split decision at this point. Minute to go in the ninth. A very busy Jorge Barrios here in round 9, looking impressive despite all of his trials and tribulations. All you have to do is look at his face and his ear.
You know, both these men have had a lot of drama in their life in the last several years. This fight is that in microcosm.
Yes.
Lots of individual dramas being played out.
Barrios involved in drugs, used to steal as a kid, both from very poor backgrounds. Freitas going through the divorces we have chronicled, coming off the passing of his father, going through a heck of a lot. Barrios would go on talk shows in Argentina and have verbal fights with his ex-wife. Unbelievable stuff.
He was Jerry Springer in Argentina.
The Jerry Springer of South America. Here comes the duck.
Llevarlo a la cuerda y ahí lo no, está bien, está bien, está bien. Está bien. Puedes ver bien, Barrios. Barrios, te afecta la visión, la vida. Puedes ver bien. Puedes ver bien, mira, mami, puedes ver bien. ¿Seguro? ¿Quieres seguir? Venga. Vamos arriba en la pelea. Vamos arriba, dame, dame. La pelea.
Bueno, escúchame, papá.
Sí.
No te llevar a las cuerdas.
Estamos arriba, ahí. Dame agua, dame agua. No te muevas, no te muevas. Vamos. No, permiso, vamos. Vamos. Tienes que salir.
Looks like Barrios has been in a train wreck. As we enter round 10, the doc says, fight on, despite all of the problems.
Ya. Vamos. Ya.
Blood continues to streak down the left side of Barrios' face and the right side. There may be blood coming out of the right ear. Oh, man.
And for the first time, they couldn't stop the bleeding. He came out this round with blood streaming from his face. That hasn't happened before. And Freitas landed a big right hand right at the beginning of this round. I saw Acelino Freitas back in the mid-90s in a Boxino tournament when he had, just a little while after he turned pro, he won that tournament, knocked everybody out, and you knew when you watched him he was going to be a very, very special performer in boxing. Huge right hand.
Well, Barrios special here because he looks like a walking emergency room, and yet he forges ahead.
Freitas has landed 2 freight train right hands in this round, and there is one question that's been answered. Barrios has a terrific chin.
Without question, and a big heart. Both landing simultaneously. There's some blood around the nose under the left eye, Freitas, but that could be from Barrios' face. It's flying every which way. We're getting it. And now Freitas.
You know what else I have to say I believe I underestimated was Barrios' defense. It is not as bad as it appeared to me on all those tapes and looking at him. He has been able, either that or Freitas is just not as accurate a puncher tonight because he has been able to slip more punches than I thought he ever would.
Well, we said it at the outset, Al, and it has lived up to our word that Freitas might not lose, that Barrios might give him some difficulty.
I think Barrios just tried to wipe his cut off on the sleeve of the referee.
Well, look at his right sleeve.
Yeah.
Look at Alonzo's sleeve.
Alonzo was trying to get out of his way. He used it to wipe off the blood. Here's where Barrios wants Freitas. Bad place for Freitas to be. He's getting whacked with those left hooks. This is Barrios' chance in this fight right here.
His window of opportunity as he has Freitas tied up on the ropes.
In a round in which otherwise Freitas has controlled the action.
Barrios very wild with those punches. Can Freitas take the opportunity and counter with a big right hand?
And with 2 rounds left in this fight, Freitas' movement has gotten less. He's getting cornered a little bit see.
As Freitas plays keep away.